Welcome back to another episode of the RTS podcast. I am your host, Zion Smith. This particular RTS podcast is my first RTS podcast of 2025. Today is June 27th. I took a 6-month absence to live. The great Noah Hill once said, to create, you had to live. This RTS podcast won't be easy. The day after my birthday, I found out my high school soccer coach passed away. What's even sadder is I found out after a month he passed away. When I found out a month after he passed, I felt bad. You see, I'm a person that doesn't stay up to date with social media. I just don't check it as often because I don't care for social media. So when I found out the day after my birthday that my soccer coach passed away, it broke my heart. He meant everything to me. I thought about our last conversation, February 25th, 2024. That was our last conversation. He picked me up. At ODU. He knew I was going to ODU, so he picked me up for a soccer match. And he took me back to ODU. Made sure I got home safely. Coach Kirk was in the military. I believe he served for the Army. I don't know how many years, but I assume it was for a long time. Coach Kirk, he's from Panama. He grew up there, went to school there. You know, Coach Kirk, he was a man full of joy, a man full of discipline and hard work. It was almost like a father figure to me. That's how much he meant to me. I believe he was also sort of like a father figure to the players. However, the one thing I will always take away from him is being grateful. If there's one lesson I can learn from Coach, Kirk Joseph. Be grateful for everything. You know, he always told us, no matter the scoreboard, if we win, if we lose, he didn't care if we was losing by 15 goals and we had 0 points. We had 0 points on the scoreboard. He did not care about that. What he really cared about was, as long as we are being grateful for the game that we get to enjoy and to go out, do our best, have fun, while also remaining humble, that's all he cared about. Being grateful for what you have and not of what you don't have. Being grateful for your parents, your friends, your school, the man above, God. As long as you are grateful for that, you can go far in life. That's the main lesson I will always remember from him. One day, it was March 4th, 2019. I remember this like it was yesterday. So, at the time, I was a goalkeeper. Now today, I play midfield, left wing. 6 years ago, in 2019, I was goalkeeper. I was saving every shot that came across me. It made me feel good. I thought I was the best. I thought I was better than all the other players, all the other guys. You know, and I had one save. I was like, let's go. You know, I celebrated. I was feeling myself. After practice, he pulled me aside. It was him and Coach Sawyer. I went in their office and he said, Zion, you must remain humble because whatever you do have, God, he could take that away like that. I was thinking, wow, I didn't think about it like that. He was basically telling me, you are not better than nobody, and nobody is better than you. If you take off your skin, you will have the same color as everybody else if they were to take off their skin too. When he said that, I was thinking, wow, that actually makes sense. He basically told me, always remain humble because you never know what anyone can be going through. Ever since then, when he taught me that lesson, it has changed everything about me for the better. I believe I am more humble than I was 6 years ago because of that lesson. And if he haven't taught me that, I don't know what kind of person I'll be today. So thank you for that. After he taught me the lesson, This is so funny. I remember this like it was yesterday. After he had a talk with me, he said, "Bye, Felicia." I looked at him like, "Damn, that was woo." I knew he was joking, but that was him. He had a sense of humor. He always made sure that you had fun. You know, he was a man that loved salsa. He loved to do salsa dances. He treated me and the other players as if we was his sons. Like for example, we was playing the team. I forget the name of the team that we played, but I remember it was 2021, I believe. And at the time we had 9 players, so we didn't have the full 11 because in soccer you're supposed to have 11 players to play. We didn't have the full 11. We had 9 people. The other team, they had about 20 players, you know, and they put in their full 11. It made him upset because we was instantly at an unfair advantage. You know, it made him upset. He tried to plead with the other coach and tell him to put 9 of his players in so we can have a competitive game and we can make it fair. He was all about fairness. The other coach, he didn't want to do it, and we lost the game bad. I conceded a lot of goals, but that really didn't matter. Losing and winning, it didn't matter to Coach Kirk. It was all about being fair, having fun, making sure you are being grateful and humble. Those are the lessons that are forever. And if you have those lessons installed in your heart and you pay it forward to other people who's in need of those lessons, they too can go a long way. And about this trophy right here that I have, him and Coach Sawyer, they awarded me the most dependable player in 2019. And make a long story short, he knew I was the glue of the team because at times when we was losing, we was defeated. We played like we was discouraged. We played like we didn't want to be here. I try my best to motivate the team. I try my best to remind them, just have fun. I know we want to win. I know we want to go to the playoffs and be competitive. But that doesn't matter. You know, it needs we get to play the game that we love. Some people are disabled and they cannot do the things that we do. So we have to be grateful for that and be humble for that. And you know, on June 3rd, 2019, he awarded me this trophy, and this is something I can remember for the rest of my life. I can tell my kids one day. But this trophy, it's not about me, it's about him. It's about the players who played on that 2019 team and the other teams that I played for too for those 4 years I went to Heritage High School. It's all about them. It's not about me at all. And that's another thing that he reminded me too is pray for your loved ones. Always do it for your loved ones. There's always someone who always had your back. There's always someone who has helped you get to the positions that you are in today. It is impossible to do it by yourself. He always reminded me that. He always reminded the players that help each other. Be grateful. Be humble. And have fun. Coach Kirk, I love you. I miss you. And I wish we could do it all over again. To your family and your friends. I will continue to speak highly of Kirk Joseph. He meant everything to me. And I will continue to send my prayers and my condolences. This is one of the most difficult podcasts that I ever made because I don't handle death pretty well. I don't. You know, when I lose someone close to me, it really affects me. When I found out, you know, the day after my birthday, it's just, it was hard. It was hard to deal with. I hope this RTS podcast was inspiring and it reminded you to keep your loved ones close to you. Be grateful for them. Be humble. You never know what someone's going through. And have fun. Life is too short. Life is too serious. Have fun. Please. I'm Zion Smith. And this is the RTS podcast. Always and forever.